daily fantasy. His number too high, then I'm probably fading him. He been on the road, he gon' eat up my salary. I hit up by, he gon' lie before lock. Play back to back, then I probably won't pick on the DFS bachelor, good as it gets. Build a few liners and hit me a leg. He had a good game, but it might be a trick. Log in the Slack so I know who to pick. Sharing our liners, we all gon' get rich. New to this game, you should come to the pad. You might want some cash and get a good laugh. DFS Sports, we gon' run up a bag. He heard every game and it's making me mad. You buying your lineups, I think you a cheater. DFS bachelor, he the new leader. Yeah.
Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the Bachelor Pad. I, of course, am your host of DFS Bachelor, and we're going to go over our fantasy draft NFL Hooters main event, core 5-6 players for this weekend's Hooters main event. A core that I like that gives you some salary flexibility for the rest of your players that I think can be successful this weekend. First things first, thank you again for all your support, being a part of the show, commenting, subscribing, following on Twitter, the whole 9 yards. I truly appreciate you all. Thank you so much. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the team. Be sure to hit subscribe down below. Lots of content, NBA, NFL for all the sites. Fantasy Draft, we're doing 5 NBA videos a week now as well. So lots of content there, if I could speak this morning. So be sure to hit subscribe if you're so inclined to do so. Also, by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and leaving a comment in the comment section, you qualify for our weekly $25 PayPal giveaway. That's sponsored by Draft Dashboard. That's where you can get my player pool, lineup optimizer, etc. There's a link in the video description below for that. You can try it for 30 days for $1. Also, don't forget to comment with your Fantasy Draft username. Throughout this NFL playoffs, we're giving away 3 free entries into the $75K Hooters main event. It's a $25 entry, and we have 3 winners to announce right now. So a big thank you to Fantasy Draft for that. We'll announce those winners here just momentarily. Let me just quickly explain what Fantasy Draft is for those of you who are new to the channel or might be new to Fantasy Draft. Fantasy Draft is rake-free DFS. So what that means is all of your entry fees go directly back into the prize pool. So you have a greater chance at winning with your entry. When you do win, you win 2 times your cash, not this, playing $20 entry and then you win 30. So for example, this week, if it's the $25 entry, if you just squeak past that cash line, you're going to double your entry and win $50. Love Fantasy Draft. It's a lot of fun. If you have not yet created an account or not yet played, click that link in the video description below. Try out Fantasy Draft. It's absolutely free to create your account. And that's that. It's a lot of fun. So let's announce our 3 winners for this week's Hooters main event. So our first winner is DFS Papa 94. Congratulations to you. Heat Fan 714. Congratulations to you. And FFB Player God. Congratulations to you 3. You'll see your entries in the upcoming tab here at the top of your screen sometime here in the next 24 hours before the contest starts. So congratulations to you 3, and a big thank you to Fantasy Draft for that. All you got to do to try to win that, comment with your Fantasy Draft username. Appreciate them again for that. So let's get right into it. Divisional round, right? Pretty exciting round. I love the divisional round. I think this is the best weekend in sports. I know wild card weekend, you kind of get some crappy teams, etc. I really am excited for this week, and I'm excited for my 49ers. Also very nervous. Like a couple times I thought this was the end. Here's the chest pains. It's over. But it turns out it's just nerves. I'm very, very excited. Probably the biggest football game for us 49er fans in the last 4 or 5 years. So pretty exciting. So let's start at quarterback. In Fantasy Draft, the quarterbacks are just really closely priced. There is certainly some value saving a couple grand and going to Deshaun Watson. I really do like that price for Watson on Fantasy Draft at 12.6. That's very, very cheap. But you got Mahomes and Lamar Jackson really close in price. I'm going to take the top price guy and go Lamar Jackson. I think I can make a quality lineup with Lamar Jackson. We know he's got the massive upside. He could score 40 in this game. Very unlikely you see him rest in the fourth quarter as he did many times during the regular season. Now, if they're just beating the brakes off of Tennessee, of course, that could happen. But Lamar Jackson, 14.8. It's equivalent of about 7.4 on DraftKings, which about a lot. He's actually, 8.4 on DraftKings? So you're getting him for a bit cheaper of a price. I should explain, on Fantasy Draft, you have double the salary cap of DraftKings. So you have a $100,000 salary cap. So a player at 14.8 is the equivalent of a player at 7.4, which is about $1,000 cheaper than he is on DraftKings at 8.4. So I love the price for Lamar Jackson. Obviously, the massive upside. Tennessee, 16th in Fantasy Draft scoring against opposing quarterbacks. Let's go to running back. At running back, I love the price. I love the value. I love the matchup. Carlos Hyde against Kansas City. In terms of fantasy draft scoring, Kansas City allows the most fantasy points to opposing running backs. He's 9.9 on fantasy draft, so just under 5K. I believe he's 5,100 on DraftKings, so you're getting him for a little bit of a value with there as well. Kansas City, a good secondary, struggles against the run. In that meeting in Week 7 earlier this season, Carlos Hyde, 26 carries, 116 yards, and a touchdown. It's going to be key for Carlos Hyde to have a big game in order for them to beat Kansas City at home this week. I really like Carlos Hyde. When we go to wide receiver, Tyreek Hill. He's my favorite wide receiver this week. Houston's secondary is absolutely dreadful. In fantasy draft scoring, they're 21st against opposing wide receivers. Garyon Conley, Jonathan Joseph, etc. just have absolutely no shot at stopping him. Big play upside. He had 2 touchdowns in that first meeting in Week 7, 2 of Mahomes' 3 touchdowns. He's 14.9. He's very expensive. So there's certainly, you could certainly make the case going down and saving, playing a couple 49ers receivers, etc., saving some salary there. But I really like Tyreek Hill this week. I'm going to do my best to have a lot of exposure to him. Next, pairing him with Lamar Jackson, a total boom or bust type of player, but a guy who I could see catching a deep touchdown this week. That's my bold prediction. I think he has a 50-plus yard touchdown this weekend. Now, I mean, there's no guarantees in life there. Well, I mean, I guess there's some. Like, your ex-wife's going to cost you a lot of money, taxes, I suppose, and other things. But Marquise Brown, 9,100 on fantasy draft with that big-time upside, a deep touchdown or 2. He more than makes up for the price, pairing him with Lamar Jackson, and it gives us some salary flexibility to pay up at tight end because I really like the top 2 tight ends this weekend. Marquise Brown, the equivalent of about 45-50 on DraftKings. Boomer bust type guy. Tennessee, 17th against opposing wide receivers in terms of fantasy draft scoring. At tight end, I like George Kittle a lot. Now in FanDuel DraftKings scoring, they're like 2nd or 3rd against tight ends. In fantasy draft scoring, they're 20th. Minnesota is against opposing tight ends. George Kittle, we know he has the huge upside. He's going to be a big part of that passing attack. At home, against the bad Vikings secondary, he's 12.8 on fantasy draft. So yes, he is expensive. It's just when I'm looking at the tight end prices here, like 11.3 for Mark Andrews. I do like Mark Andrews. I do think that obviously he'll be targeted in the red zone, but he just doesn't play all the snaps. George Kittle's going to be on the field for every play. Huge part of that passing attack. I love George Kittle. And at defense, Baltimore, of course, at home against Tennessee. I certainly don't mind going down 400 if you need the extra 400 of the 49ers at home against the Vikings. But I think the Baltimore defense at home against Tennessee, who's probably still thrilled they knocked out New England, I think it makes a whole lot of sense at 6,800 here on Fantasy Draft, the equivalent of 3,400 on DraftKings. So if you go with that core of Lamar Jackson, Carlos Hyde, Tyreek Hill, Marquise Brown, George Kittle, and the Ravens defense, it still leaves you $10,566 per player, a little over $5,250 in terms of DraftKings price to fill out the rest of your roster. That's plenty of salary. I like it. Good luck this weekend with all of that. Also, congratulations again to our 3 winners, DFS Papa 94, Heat Fan 714, and FFB Player God. Congratulations to you 3. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to comment with your Fantasy Draft username. Everyone who comments in this video will be eligible for next week's drawing. I really appreciate you all. Good luck this weekend. Go 49ers. Cheers to you all. May the fantasy gods be with you. Be sure to check out our NBA videos that are out today. Monday through Friday, we're doing Fantasy Draft NBA as well. I'm going to work on getting a FanDuel DraftKings NBA video out as well for today. So lots and lots of content. Appreciate you all again so much, and we'll see you all on Monday. Goodbye, folks.